strategy, Bo.
I've stolen Kane's AI program. I want to make a deal with you. Are you interested?
The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers reveal that 4 heartbreaking losses are on the way, so let's talk about the characters who are about to suffer crushing blows. There are multiple paths to devastation brewing in Genoa City, so Y&R fans will definitely see some drama. 1. Kane betrays Phyllis and crushes her dream. For starters, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, is putting too much faith in Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, and this Newman takeover she's barely even part of. Why does Phyllis think she's such a winner when Kane could cut her out of the picture whenever he wants? There's a good chance Kane will betray Phyllis at some point and crush her dream. Kane might even try to make Phyllis the scapegoat if criminal charges come about due to the AI program at some point. Regardless, the show's setting Phyllis up for a huge fall. Phyllis is going to be heartbroken when she goes back to being a loser again, and it could happen sooner than she thinks thanks to Kane. 2. Daniel's chance with Tessa falls apart. Daniel Romalotti Jr., Michael Graziardi, really should have listened when Phyllis warned him about getting together with a married woman. Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, is trying to convince herself that she's ready to divorce and let Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, go, but things may change in a big way before long. Mariah isn't actively trying to hurt Tessa or Aria Porter Copeland, Maddie and Millie Ingle, with her behavior. It's obvious that Mariah is mentally unstable and for whatever reason wasn't getting the help she truly needed at that clinic in Boston. Mariah will get worse before she gets better since she's on the verge of kidnapping Dominic Newman Abbott Winter's Chancellor, Rain and River Ware, but she'll snap back to reality eventually. Tessa may feel a strong pull in Mariah's direction again once that happens. That could leave Daniel devastated once his own romance with Tessa crumbles. 3. Noah's Sienna plan ends in disaster. Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, has fallen head over heels for Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, who's admitted she loves him, too. However, Sienna and Noah definitely don't seem like a couple that's going to live happily ever after. Noah's family is in Genoa City, so he'd like to settle down and rebuild his life there. Sienna feels out of place in Noah's world, so it's probably just a matter of time until she heads back to Los Angeles or goes somewhere else for a fresh start. Noah will keep trying to convince Sienna they could have a happy ending. Sienna may even let herself believe it for a while, but she seems poised to break Noah's heart sooner or later. 4. Sally's future with Billy is doomed. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, have faced way too many issues in their relationship at this point. Billy and Sally should still be in the fun, flirty phase of their romance, but they fight constantly instead. It seems like it all boils down to Sally wanting to believe Billy has changed when he perhaps isn't capable of it. Billy is always going to be someone who takes risks and leans into impulsive, obsessive behavior. Even if Sally and Billy survive their latest Chancellor bump in the road, there'll inevitably be more hurdles ahead. If Sally can't accept this version of Billy, she may end up heartbroken since his negative tendencies are always going to be there. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some heartbreaking losses are ahead and will lead to some crushing news all around, so stick with us for updates on all the tough blows. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for Thursday, January 22nd, reveal that Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, will exploit Kane Newman's, Billy Flynn, weakness while Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, fears for Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. For starters, Nick's pain will remain evident and leave Sharon with growing concerns. Since Nick checked himself out of the hospital and has been pushing himself way too hard ever since, it's easy to see why Sharon will worry. Of course, Sharon may not realize there's an even bigger reason to fret over Nick's condition. The last time Y&R fans saw Nick, he was out of regular pain pills and looked ready to take some of Matt Clark's, Roger Howarth, fentanyl. Nick could get hooked quickly and head down the road to addiction if he's not careful. Will Sharon suspect Nick's keeping secrets if he's using and trying to hide it? On Kane's train, Victoria will interrupt his Newman takeover discussion with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and declare that it'll happen over her dead body. Kane and Phyllis may point out that they've already won, so there's nothing Victoria or any of the other Newmans can do to stop what they've set in motion. However, Victoria will disagree and find a way to fire back. It turns out Victoria will exploit a weak spot for Kane, so she may alert Lily Winters, Crystal Khalili, to the latest news and push her to intervene. Lily might blow up at Kane in a voicemail or even over a video call. Kane is pretending like he's got nothing left to lose, but it'll still hurt if Lily contacts him to relay how disappointed she is. Lily might beg Kane to stop all this Newman takeover drama if he ever cared about her at all. Kane could be a bit torn if that's the case, but Phyllis may urge Kane to keep his eye on the prize and focus on their vengeful alliance. At the Newman ranch, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will lash out at Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, after catching Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, in a warm embrace with him. Nikki may defend it as an innocent, friendly moment, but Victor won't want Jack's hands on his wife. Jack surrendered Matt in the end, but Victor may make it clear that he still considers him the enemy. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victor will definitely deliver a warning to Jack on Thursday's show, so stick with us for updates on all the hostility. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers hint that Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, could face a horrifying discovery. Will Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, overdose and cause panic? Nick checked himself out of the hospital way too soon and popped an entire bottle of painkillers before he even made it through the night. It's clear that Nick's in excruciating pain due to his leg injury, so that could drive him to make an awful decision. Toward the end of the January 20th episode, Nick pulled out a bag of Matt Clark's, Roger Howarth, fentanyl pills. Considering how desperate Nick is, he may be on the verge of taking them and getting himself hooked. Y&R fans have already been speculating about an addiction storyline, so we have to consider the potentially terrible consequences for Nick. Could this also become an overdose storyline and leave Sharon in panic mode soon enough? Sharon will fret over how hard Nick's been pushing himself and will voice some concerns later this week. Nick's condition will definitely leave Sharon worried, but he may insist he's fine and hide his excessive drug use in the coming episodes. However, Nick clearly isn't fine at all, so it's easy to see that he's headed down an alarming road. If all this is building to Nick's overdose, Sharon may discover him looking lifeless somewhere and call 911 immediately. Nick may be rushed to the hospital and give his loved ones another scare. Although Nick will surely pull through whatever medical crisis might await him, there may be some terrifying moments for everyone who cares about him. Of course, Nick's OD shocker could set the stage for Summer Newman's, last played by Alison Lanny, return to Genoa City. Summer might race home to see her dad and decide to